that is provided in the wake of the master course on Vibe Coding Academy, and that actually lets me follow this step-by-step process that get me through having an application that is ready for production and for which I understand perfectly the overall structure. So that's about it for the intro. I know that you are raring to go, so let's actually spin the roulette. In the meantime, also, don't hesitate to ask any questions in the chat. You'll see that there'll be some breaks between like the AI generating the code, churning out like specs or code. So don't hesitate to ask your questions. Hi, Luke. Emily is not open source. It's available. Yeah, so I'm going actually to. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to answer to your question right away. So the app that we are going to focus on is a sport ticketing app. Find unsold remaining tickets at lower prices a few days before the event. So before getting into the building, is the person who submitted this ID in the audience right now? And if so, can she or he provide me with maybe a little bit more context? Obviously, that's quite relevant. But yeah, if you have more information, don't hesitate to to do it. So this one, there's one question that was asked while I'm waiting maybe for the person to answer. Is Emily open source? So Emily is not open source. It's actually accessible whenever you... Okay. Yeah, bye, Luke. See you around. All right. So again, if that was like my application, okay, I would have obviously more context and more informations to share. But you know, let's just show you the methodology here, and we'll see what it comes up with. So as you can see, it's going to generate a PRD and also a README file. This README file is actually a file that is going to log all the tasks that we go through throughout the process. So one thing that is really important and that I really advise you to do when it comes to like building from scratch your application is you should spend enough time on the specification before actually jumping into like the vibe coding and like iterating over the front end and the back end as well. Here you'll see that we'll go faster. We'll go faster because we only have an hour, but I always spend a lot of time like on the specs per se. All right, so as you can see, a PRD has been generated. So what I personally do is that, I mean, I don't like reading Markdown. I don't know anyone who likes actually reading Markdown. So what I do is that I use a tool called Nimbleist. So this is this one here, okay? And this tool actually helps me beautify and actually like read Markdown contents basically, okay? So I'm going to open it up here. Okay, so it's this kind of like geeky tools that only works locally. You may have heard about Obsidian. This is kind of a competitor. This is like solving the same kind of problems here. Okay, so as you can see, we have like this full PRD that was just generated during a single code session. As you keep asking them some tasks, it fills up some context. This context that will be very useful for Claude Code to actually build up build up accurately what you want it to do. However, this context is also what makes it hallucinate more and more as context is filling up. So that's why at times it has to actually compact the conversation, restart from scratch, summarize what has been done, okay, so that it's not lost, and then start from a blank slate almost. Good question from Rack here. Did I connect Emily to MCP UI UX design system servers? I actually did not. But that could very well be something that actually I could do. That could be an improvement, basically. So I could say, okay, if the user inputs like, I don't know, like a Figma design coming up from a Figma file, then make sure to spin up Figma's MCP server. That could be an improvement, and actually going to add it up because that's a good improvement to add. So the design system preview is ready for review. I can open it up in the browser. So here you have like this comment. So I often actually open up several terminals here. And if I'm on a big screen, I can just split the screen here, okay? So here we go. And we have our design system that is generated, okay? So yeah, as you can see, I I would say that it quite matches what we expected from basically the instructions. So it kind of follows like the same font family, the same overall feel. So that looks quite good. Obviously, it would make a lot of sense to iterate over the design system, etc., but it answered your question, Rack. Okay, so yeah, as I was explaining, so the next step after generating the front end is building up the backend. So once you have like a backend that is connected to that like professionally built front end, then you are in for like building an application that is like really professional, because that means that you are now able to abstract your business logic inside the backend that is actually readable and accessible from a professional front end, which in the world before AI was absolutely not possible. On my side, I was terrible at like coming up with designs, and when I saw that I was able to come up with like a professional front end, and that I realized that this professional front end I was able to connect it to a business logic that abstracted like my value as an app, I realized that the world was completely changing. All right, so you see that it's going to come up with mock data. So for those who do not know this term, mock data means that it's like fake data, but that's very good to start things up because that's a way just to validate that the overall user experience does work. Okay, so the dev server is actually starting up. So I think we are close to a first version. And on the Lovable side, I think we have something here. Okay, so we see that we have that website here. I like the compelling headline. So empty seats shouldn't exist. And as you can see here, we have like the basically index page of the app that is available. So let's sign in. So I guess that I can sign in with fake data. I hope so. Okay, perfect. It's good. And yeah, I can select one event. So I have this PSG against OM events that I want to attend to. So yeah, let's actually select it. Okay, so I have a few pieces of info about the events. I can buy the tickets, fill out the credit card number. So I'm going to actually fill out a fake one. I'm going to pay. And I'm in. I can download the ticket. Yeah, the download doesn't work. So that looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what you think about this, but this is actually pretty good. Let's see what we got with the option B. Okay, so here we go. So it should be running locally on localhost 3000. So let's compare it, and you can see that it's actually obviously very close, which is actually quite, normal given the fact that. My bad. Sorry, I was not on the Lovable one. I was already on the option B. Sorry. So yeah. So the one that I showed you was actually option B, which looks good. And now we have option A via Lovable. Okay, which obviously provides the same overall feel. You see that there's a bit of there's a small difference here between the buttons. And yeah, I can select the various thing here. What I feel is a little bit less rendered is like the overall user flow. So I have a website, then I sign in, then I have access to the events, various event tickets, etc. But yeah, overall it looks good. And now that